Derek, Derby Day's almost here. How are you and the players feeling going into this one?
Yeah, I think there's that extra bit of excitement. I think obviously we look forward to every game, but against our local rivals, we're no different to the supporters. We realise the importance of it. It's still the same 3 points available at every other game, but well aware of the feel-good factor you can get from winning these types of games. The other side of it is when we lost, as we did do a few weeks ago, it was a low point really from our time here so far. We didn't give a good version of ourselves in the second half, particularly the last 20 minutes, so got a wee bit of making up to do. It's been nagging away at me a wee bit since then. The form of the team since then has been decent. We've picked up 9 points from the 3 home games and picked up a point at East End Park, so we're going into the game in decent form, and we're going to have to play well to win the game. Ayr have obviously got their own objectives and have pulled some very good results really the last wee while, in particular last week, 4-0 up at Wraith Rovers. You've got to say that's an impressive performance, and having watched the game, they were good value in the game. So tough game for us. It's our job to make sure it's a tough game for Ayr United as well.
You mentioned that previous derby. How much do you use that as possible motivation or fuel, or do you just have to kind of park that and let this game take care of itself?
I think it's like anything. I think whether you win, lose or draw previous games, I think sometimes you make reference to it, but it is done and dusty. There's nothing we can do about that now. I think we've got to just try and focus on the performance from us. And like I say, I think if we can be anywhere near like we're best, we'll give ourselves a far better chance to win the game. In that game, we actually started the game pretty well, got off to a good start. But you normally remember how a game finishes and how it ends, and obviously we were disappointed with ourselves that night. But the response has been good, to be honest. I think I've been pleased with a lot of what the players have gave us. And with 8 games to go, it's important that we try and keep the type of form that we've shown of late, keep that going for as long as possible, and hopefully get right through the line and try and be successful this season.
You changed, or a little bit different prep for part of the week. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's something that's I've not been particularly pleased with our last few performances on grass, to be honest. So there's been wee spells that the first half against the Fairland was okay, but sometimes when I've been at previous clubs and we're playing a team who's playing on Astro, you'd maybe train on Astro. We've always resisted the temptation with the change of surface to go and train in grass prior to playing a team who play in grass, but this week we've changed it just to try and get that adaptation really through the players and get used to a grass surface again. So we've mixed the week up this week really. I've been training down at Troon, Troon Juniors, and we're grateful for their help in allowing us to do that. Whether it makes any difference, once it comes out across the line on Friday night, it's important that we just deal with the game regardless of what surface. But our preparation has been a bit different this week in regards to that.
How is the squad looking in terms of fitness and health?
Yeah, well, we've got a few back in full training this week. Danny Mackay's been back last couple of days. Ash has been back. Ash Taylor last couple of days. Kyle's been doing a lot of work with the physio this week. Obviously got a little nagging groin strain that we resisted the temptation to play him last week and hope that he would heal fully for upcoming games, including this one. So we're hoping that he's going to be available to us in some sort of sense, and he's eager to play, as you'd expect. We've had a wee bit of illness going about the club this week, which has been far from ideal. But out with that, we've got 2 injuries. One to Brandon Houndstrup, who's got a little recurrence in his calf, and Scott Robinson, really, who's unavailable for us again this week.
You mentioned Kyle earlier on. He's been named Championship Player of the Month for February. How big an influence has he been? How good is it to have him in contention?
Well, it is. I think it's a nod to him and his goals and his performances for us. So it's always good to see individual recognition. But I'm sure, as Kyle would say, he wants to make sure the right recognition is for the team. But having somebody like Kyle's experience, his ability, his personality at the top end of the pitch, vitally important for us. So, good on him for winning the award. And his goals have been very, very important to us, and they'll continue to be. We're hoping to get more from each and every one of the players between now and the end of the season, Kyle included.
And it's been a busy week. How was your first Killie AGM experience?
Yeah, it was good. If you can enjoy these types of things, I think it's good for the fans to hear certainly the financial situation that the club faced and the challenges like every other club. I think for the club to have dealt with the situation so not to say comfortably, but so efficiently over the last couple of years, it's obviously good work being done by everybody. The commercial department doing fantastic, and I think anything that allows the supporters to be informed and how the club's progressing. My part, it was only a small part, and it was obviously just to give a general view of the football side of it, and that's where we are. We're a football club. Fans want to see their team win, and we're not any different. Everybody's life is better at Kilmarnock Football Club if the club's back in the Premier League, and we're well aware of that. So hopefully the next AGM we're doing is a Premier League club.
And no better feeling for fans if we can get a victory tomorrow night.
Well, it is. As I said, it's local rivals. In my career, when you're playing against your rivals, we all know the importance of that. The players are well aware of that. They'll be feeling that day in, day out this week in particular. It is the same 3 points as any other game, but what you can gain from that victory is it can help us in our quest to try and finish top of the pile coming into the season.